Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the singer's eyes, the singer's only. Singer's eyes, the singer's only. Hey, you guys, it's Kristal Cherelle from Indie Artist School. Welcome to the Singer's Arsenal. Today, I'm sharing 5 steps to singing in tune. Okay, today's going to be pretty fun. We're going to play a little games. We're going to have a little bit of reactions, and we're definitely going to peel back the layers of what it really means to sing on pitch and learn how to develop your pitch accuracy. But before we get into that, I think it's very important that we talk about the different levels of pitch accuracy there are and the skills that it requires. So there's a few different levels to this, okay? Let's just be honest. The tippy top, the cream of the crop is being able to have perfect pitch. Now, perfect pitch is actually pretty rare. Only a few people actually have it. And basically what it is being able to hear a pitch and not only be able to identify it and sing it back, but it's to be able to do that without any other musical context clues. It means out of the thin air. It's like you know music so well that you can hear one note and know exactly what note that is precisely. And there is an artist, singer, songwriter, and producer named Charlie Puth who is really good at this. And so we're going to watch a little bit of what he's doing so you can see how remarkable it is. All right, here we go.
Hey, what's up? I'm Maxwell, standing next to my buddy, Mr. Charlie Puth. Now, we know that you have perfect pitch.
Yes, I do.
So we're gonna put that to the test.
Oh.
We're gonna hear some sounds that we're gonna play, and hopefully you're gonna get them right.
First of all, I want to pause for a second and just say that I think it's really awesome that they're not just doing the human voice or not just doing pianos for this. But it really is a testament to how good his skill is. Let's keep it going.
We're gonna start easy, and we're gonna work our way up.
Perfect.
All right, I have them on the card here, so that way I know that you're not lying to me. Let's go with the piano first.
Okay.
Something that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Hit that note, please.
Hey.
Can you give me more than half a second? That's an A, all right.
Did y'all hear how fast he did that? Okay, let's keep going.
Another note.
C. Like Charlie.
Yeah, the card says C, like Charlie. One more. Okay. So as we know, this is a God-given talent, a gift. But you've told me before.
I'm gonna pause for a second. He says it's a God-given talent. No knock to God. Like, yes, there is, special gifts that you have, special talents that you have. But as we watch this, if you know anything about Charlie Puth's history, he has been fully immersed in music his entire life. Okay, since he was young, even at 7. So it's a skill. Okay, let's not pull away from that. It is a skill that he's developed through full immersion and a lot of repetition. Okay, and so yes, he probably already had a natural ear, but to really know the notes like this at this level and that quickly, it's definitely skill. Okay, all right.
Or that there's ways to work and to continue to keep this talent sharp.
Yes. Well, I mean,
okay.
I know.
See, there we go.
As long as I can hear, I can.
Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate. It actually works really well when making a record because when you're working with an artist and they're singing in the studio and they're like, I don't really, or me even myself, I don't like the key or they don't like the key. I can just kind of just do a little quick analysis in my mind and then be like, okay, let's change the.
So what he's talking about is actually transposing, and that's another good point that he's making is his ability to identify notes helps him transpose a lot faster. And transposing is being able to change the key of a song to suit your voice better or just for a different sound. But if you don't have a good sense of pitch, you might change your melody on accident or might not be able to play the correct notes as you move up in keys. So that's something that really gets help when you are more familiar with how to sing pitches correctly. Also, if you have relative pitch, which is the next level down, you can still transpose, guys. But that's a good point. So we're gonna keep listening. Let's see how he is at matching pitches from different sounds. I'm gonna go forward a little bit.
Okay. It's a C sharp. Actually, so if you play the boat sound again.
Oh my gosh.
This is a couple octaves
He's
up
accurate.
from the boat horn. So
Goodness gracious.
The blue. What can you tell us about the blue?
F sharp. And I knew it was going to be because it's a little bit lower too. C, F sharp. So if you put these together, it's a perfect fourth.
Yes, it is.
And this
I'm
one,
going to pause this for a second. He's referencing intervals. So we talked about this in our intervals episode about how familiar songs, for those of you who don't have perfect pitch, familiarizing yourselves with songs, that's the way you remember a perfect fourth. So for me, because I have relative pitch, I myself, when I heard Here Comes the Bride first, and then my brain said, okay, that's a perfect fourth. But he didn't have to do, well, actually, I'm not sure what's going on in his brain right now. But he didn't seem to have to do that. He's very fast with it. It could be that he's processing all of these things really, really fast. But the fact that he was able to hear that pitch without any other context clues, remember, that's the key here for perfect pitch. He didn't have to hear that F sharp to know that C sharp that he played earlier, that he's just starting off knowing what it is. So anyway, that's a good example of perfect pitch. All right, we're going to get up out of the perfect pitch territory now. So the second level underneath that, I kind of touched base on that, is relative pitch. Relative pitch is, like I said, when you have another pitch in reference to the other, or you have musical elements that you're familiar with that help you inform your decision on what pitch you're on now. So far, we've mostly just been talking about identifying pitches, not necessarily being able to repeat them back or being able to hear them. And that's coming into the third and fourth levels of pitch identity or pitch accuracy. The next one beneath that would be just pitch matching, which is very fundamental. It's rudimentary. If you're first learning how to sing, that's one of the first things you're learning how to do. And that's to be able to parrot back a pitch that you hear or play back a pitch that you hear if you're an instrumentalist. But we're here in the singer's arsenal, so we're talking vocals only, right? So in your case, if you hear a note, you should be able to sing it back. Now, if you struggle with that, you might think, oh, I'm tone deaf. Or maybe you've heard other people say that about singers that are pitchy. They say, oh, they must be tone deaf. Number one of the 5 steps to improving your pitch accuracy is identifying if you're actually tone deaf or not. So I'm going to go ahead and explain what tone deafness actually is. First of all, it's a real disorder, guys. And it's actually called amusia. And it's spelled AMUSIA. And basically, all it means is that your brain is not able to recognize pitches, okay? And so it gets used and thrown around all the time. If I've had students come to me and tell me, okay, you're gonna have a hard time with me, I'm tone deaf. They're not tone deaf. Most people aren't tone deaf. In fact, only 3 to 4% of the population is actually tone deaf. Don't take my word for it. Let's play a little game and see if you are or not, okay? So basically, level 1 of our game for pitch matching or pitch identifying, because that's what we're doing, is identifying the pitch, is same or different. I'm going to call it same or different. All right, level 1, same or different. I'm going to play 2 notes, and you're going to tell me if those notes are the same or different. And I'm going to go ahead and validate the answer after I do it, okay? So here we go. I'm going to play 2 notes. Is that same or different? Okay, I'm going to play it again. The answer is same. All right, now did you get that right? You don't have to tell anybody, but I'm just asking. Okay, so let's do another one. All right, here we go. Is that same or different? I'm going to do it again. Hold on. The answer is different. Did you get that one right? All right, so here we go. We're going to do another one. Same or different? We're going to do it again. Okay, so the answer is different. All right, so there we go. That's just identifying whether or not notes are the same or different. This one, you're going to tell me if a pitch is sliding up or if the pitch is sliding down, okay? All right, now listen closely. All right, here we go. I'm going to do that one again. Is the pitch sliding up or down? The answer is up. All right, so here we go. Let's do another one. Let's do it again. Is the pitch sliding up or down? The answer is down. We're going to do one more, last one. Okay, up or down. Let's try it again. The answer is up. Okay, so how did you do there? All right, I'm going to play 2 notes in a row, and I want you to tell me, okay, or in your head, if the second pitch is higher or lower than the first one I play. Okay, pretty simple. It's kind of like up or down, except instead of a slide, they're going to be either spaced apart closely or further, but you're going to tell me if it's higher or lower. Okay, this is level 3 of identifying. So let's see how you do. All right. Is that second note higher or lower? Let's do it again. The answer is higher. All right, let's do another one. Higher or lower? The answer is lower. All right, I'm going to do a different one. Is the second note higher or lower? Let's try it again. The answer is higher. All right. So, all right, I don't know how you did. You don't have to tell anybody. But if you got between 7 or 9 out of these correct, because there's only 9, we only did 9. So if you got 7 or 9 out of 9 or higher, then you're definitely not tone deaf. Okay. You're able to identify whether a note is the same, whether it's sliding up or down, or whether or not the notes are higher or lower. So that's good. All right. Now, if you got less than 7, but higher than 4, then it doesn't mean that you're tone deaf. It just means you need to train your ear. Okay. And that's okay. A lot of untrained singers may fall between here, and that's fine. It just means you need to work on your ear training. Now, if you got less than 4, it doesn't necessarily mean you're tone deaf per se, but it does mean that you definitely need to train your ear. And also it might help to go to an ENT to get your ears checked just to see if there's something going on there. Also, this is also not only an ear thing, but it could be something neurological that's happening. So just to rule that out, though, it helps to have take more tests before you diagnose anything. I'm going to be the first one to say I am not a doctor, guys. I'm not here to diagnose whether or not you're tone deaf, but I can tell you right now, if you got 9 out of 9, okay, you're not tone deaf. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not tone deaf, okay? So hopefully that is reassuring to you to know that. All right, so here we go. The second thing to improving your pitch accuracy is to be able to match random notes, okay? So we just identified. All we did was work on our ear. If we could hear something and know whether or not it was the same, different, higher, lower, and all that jazz. But now this is about being able to sing the pitches back, okay? And usually this is where most vocalists who are starting out struggle, okay? This is being able to match the pitch accurately. So what I'm gonna do is play a note and you're gonna sing ma as a response to match the pitch. So here we go. I'm gonna do one first so you at least know how it goes. Ma, see? That's how it goes. So I'm gonna play some notes in no particular order, and all you have to do is match the pitch with ma. All right, here we go. Next one. Next one. Next one. All right, so that's just an example. And one thing I want you to be aware of is if you're sliding to match a pitch or something like that, And that's okay if you do that on the and then open up once you get the pitch to the ah. Now, your goal is, as you do this more and more times, that you'll be able to do this spot on without any sliding up or sliding down to get the pitch. But be patient with yourself. One way that you can practice your random pitch accuracy is by downloading an app. I'm not sponsored by this company or anything like that, but you can download this app called Pocket Pitch. Basically, all it is a digital pitch pipe. Okay. So basically you can play a note on there and the phone will make a sound and it'll be the pitch, and all you have to do is sing it back. Now, what it doesn't do is tell you if it's accurate or not, but we're going to get into that. But all it does is give you the pitch. So that's good if you don't have a piano at home to practice. Okay. All right. So before I get into this next step, I just want to invite you to donate to this podcast by going to anchor.fm/The Singer's Arsenal/support. I really enjoy giving vocal tips to you guys and creating this podcast, but it does take time and resources that I'm paying for, so your help would be greatly appreciated. And you can help by going to anchor.fm/The Singer's Arsenal/support. And for those of you who have already donated, you're a real one, okay? Thank you so much for your support. All right, guys, so let's get into the next step that will really help you sing in tune, all right? Practice singing scales, okay? Singing scales not only improves your musicality, but it familiarizes yourself with patterns and being able to match them and predict them. So a good way to start is to start with a 5-note major scale. So here's an example of that. Something like that. And you could do that on a ma as well. Ma, 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 ma. And that's a great way to start. And another thing that you can do is familiarize yourself with solfeggi. Solfeggi is basically the do, re, mi. The reason why it's good to do solfege is so that you can familiarize yourself with pitches and how far apart they are from each other. This will really help your relative pitch that we talked about earlier. So here we go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So the last but not least way that you can help yourself sing in tune is by practicing singing scales or the random pitch accuracy that we did earlier with a tuner or a pitch app. Okay, and now what I mean by this is not the same as the pitch pipe. The pitch pipe just plays the notes for you. What I'm actually talking about is something that's going to measure whether or not you're on pitch or not. So there are 2 ways that you will know if you're on or off pitch. I like to use this app called On Pitch, which is a vocal pitch monitor. And so as you sing, it'll show a squiggly line, and sometimes it'll be over the line or under the line. Under the line would be being flat. So an example would be, if I'm supposed to sing this pitch, ah, but I'm here instead, that means I'm flat. When I need to go, ah, I need to come up to the C to be on pitch. Now, another example would be if I'm supposed to be here, but I'm singing this, ah, so then I'm sharp. What that means is I need to actually go lower to get on pitch. Ah, that's why familiarizing yourself with sweeping up and sweeping down, as we did earlier, helps you correct your pitches if you do happen to be sharp or flat when you should be on pitch. Okay, so hopefully that explained a lot. So let's go back over the 5 steps again, just to make sure you've got it in your brain. The first thing that you need to be able to sing in tune is to be able to determine if you're tone deaf at all. Chances are you've been saying you're tone deaf when you're absolutely not. The second thing is to be able to match random notes. Right? And the next thing you can do is to practice singing scales to familiarize yourself with music and get acquainted. And the fourth thing is to also learn solfeggi, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, so that you can know the series of pitches and even visualize them as well. Having a good firm grasp of solfeggi with a movable do makes it easier for you to be able to sing correctly and on pitch in any key. And then the fifth thing is to sing with a pitch tuner or something that will help you detect whether or not you're sharp or flat so that you can correct your pitch by sliding up or down and getting to the correct pitch. If you want to get more vocal tips like this, go ahead and visit my website, indie-artist.teachable.com, and go ahead and click that subscribe button so I can email you vocal tips directly to your inbox. Also, if you want vocal lessons from me, go ahead and visit indie-artist.teachable.com. Well, you guys, have a wonderful day.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a singer.